Hello and welcome to Native Yoga Center. My name is Todd McLaughlin. Today, Sun Salutation A and B Demystified. My goal is to break down the poses that are used in the Sun Salutation A and B so it's very clear, concise, and easy for you to understand. I am doing this tutorial live on YouTube and Facebook and X. So if you're tuning in live, ask a question, and after I do the demonstration and explanations, I will answer any questions that you have. And the same goes true if you're watching this recorded. Send me a comment and I will respond. All right, so the Sun Salutation A, the purpose of the Sun Salutation in Ashtanga Yoga is to warm up the body, to create breath rhythm and flow, and to basically set the stage for the entire practice. The Sun Salutation A comprises a total of 9 vinyasas. Vinyasa, breath, movement, synchronicity. Every time we take a breath, be it an inhale or an exhale, we're going to coordinate our body to go with that movement. So in Sun Salute A, there's 9 movements total. We repeat 3 of them, and 3 of them are unique. They stand on their own. All right, so to begin, we start in 0. Now, the first movement is inhale, arms lift, palms join, tip head back, look up. So it's a very simple movement. There's a little bit of nuance that I can point out. Some of the questions I often hear are, should my arms go out to the side or should my arms go forward? So the answer, in my opinion, to this one, the typical answer is out on the up, and when coming forward, when folding forward, the arms will go forward and down, as opposed to sometimes we'll see inhale up and exhale down to the sides. Now, another factor can be if there are a lot of people in the room and you're sandwiched in really close. On that note, travel in the forward plane, and that way up and down, you won't bump your neighbor. But if you have enough room to raise out, you'll come up to the sides. The second question I often hear with this movement is, should I touch my palms together or can I have my hands separate? In classical Ashtanga, palms together. That might mean bending the elbows to be able to achieve a palm together touch. What we can strive toward is the attempt to touch the palms together with the elbows straight. If you are unable to do that and you're modifying due to the shoulder, then naturally you can have your hands separate, of course. But I just want to point out in classical method, we will try to touch the palms together. Okay, the second movement to go from Vinyasa 1 to Vinyasa 2 is to go from Urdhva Hastasana, upward hand position, to Uttanasana. We exhale, fold forward, and we're attempting to land the hands on the floor with the fingertips in line with the toe tips and to bring the head down toward the shins. So that's what we can strive toward. However, a couple of ways that you can get to this point. One way from number 1 to 2, if you need, bend your knees, touch the hands on the floor, and once you can get your hands on the floor, bring your head down as close to the knees as you can and try to press your knees back. If you're unable to touch your hands to the floor, you'll go from position number 1 to position 2 by putting your hands on your shins and folding as far forward as you can. If you can straighten your knees, you're going to go a little deeper on your hamstrings. But if you have low back pain, I suggest bend your knees. So now the next movement from position 2 to 3 is going from Uttanasana, intense pose, into Ardha Uttanasana, half intense pose. So half intense pose, if we're in the full position of Uttanasana and the head is down, half intense is to do spinal extension and lift the chin and look forward. So the movement is not broad and sweeping, and this is a place where we are attempting to breathe inhale as we make that movement. We're also attempting to breathe inhale for about the same duration that it takes for you to make these other large movements. So for example, if I'm going to breathe in and out for about 4 seconds, I'll go to 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, fold down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got to go to the half intense. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So see how you're not really moving a whole lot of space, but we're still going to take up the time of a 4-second count. And then so that you're familiar, what's really amazing about Ashtanga when you practice the Mysore style Ashtanga or the self-practice method Ashtanga, you are determining your breath rhythm all on your own. So you might be moving really fast with an inhale and an exhale, or you might try to move really slow with the inhale, taking a slower inhalation breath and moving the body, exhale in a slower moving pattern. So now that we're at position 3, we go to position 4. So we're now going from Ardha Uttanasana to Chaturanga Dandasana, also known as the 4-limb staff pose. So there's a whole lot of work we can do here. We're in this position here, and we're aiming to come into this position here, which is Chaturanga low push-up. Probably one of the more demanding and difficult postures that we bump into immediately. So my suggestion is, you might have noticed the way that I went back is I stepped one foot and then the other foot. So watch again. The reasonable way to approach this after you made the inhale is to exhale and step one foot back, the other foot back, and to attempt to lower down. What you can do when you reach your edge is touch your knees on the floor. What you can do is try to come down a little lower with your knees on the floor. What you can do is lower all the way down onto the belly. So these are all good options as you're learning the Chaturanga Dandasana. These are good options for ways to build up your body strength, your upper body strength, without overdoing it. Now we're going to go from position number 4 to position 5. So from Chaturanga, we're going to go to up dog. So a lot to talk about here, but I'll make it brief. If we're in Chaturanga and we did lay on the belly, you're going to point your toes first. You're going to lift like a cobra, and you'll follow through with lifting the chest. And if you have the ability to straighten out the knees so you're floating between or on your feet and hands, then you'll go all the way. If you need your knees down, you touch your knees down. If you need to modify back bend depth, you hold by pressing down. And so if you are toes curled under and coming down into Chaturanga while floating, then what you'll do is you'll push over the toes, roll, and come right into the up dog without touching the knees to the floor. So it really depends on your level of ability. Remember what you can do: touch your knees down, do a nice easy Chaturanga, and then roll over the toes or push the tops of the feet to the floor and come into up dog. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To position number 6 is downward facing dog. So the typical method that we'll see folks travel from up dog to down dog is that if the knees are not touching, you go ahead and touch them. You reset the toes, you curl the feet, the toes under, you pull your hips back, you push against hands, raise your hips up, and press your heels down toward the floor. So again, just a little quicker. I'm in upward dog, touch my knees, curl my toes, push, and raise. Okay, if I'm going to do a fancier method, I'm in up dog, my knees aren't touching. I just lift my hips, roll over the toes, and come right into down dog. So those two methods are going to give you an opportunity to, experiment and explore. In the beginning, just touch your knees. Here's where we hold the downward dog for 5 breaths. If you need to modify, come down on your knees. If you can hold it, stay and breathe for 5. Now we're going to repeat. Those 3 poses are all unique: Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. But now coming back to Samastitihi, this position here, we're going to reverse the flow. So we're going to go from number 6 to number 7, which is really the same as number 3. I know that sounds confusing maybe, but bear with me. You're at position number 6. So we're going to go to 7. So we come forward, and here we are in the half handstand. Now notice I am coming up on my fingertips. That makes it a little easier. Classical method, have your hands where your fingertips are level with your toe tips and raise your chin. That obviously requires a little more flexibility. So if you need, bend your knees. All the same rules apply. And coming back up, you can have knees bending, you can be on your fingertips. As far as the process of coming forward, there's the fancier method of jumping and landing the feet and then straightening and coming into Ardha Uttanasana. But watch, my method was a little bit simpler with the step. What you can do is walk one foot, step the other foot, and then straighten the legs and lift your chin. So you can build up to the jump. In the beginning, we just want to travel from point A to point B. So now reversing the flow, we're at number 7. We're going to go to 8. Exhale, head comes down just like number 2. Now we have to come all the way up. Inhale, landing the palms together up above to number 9. And then back to 0, arms down, Samastitihi. All right, so now all of those movements happen in the Sun Salute B. The 2 poses that are new in Sun Salute B is chair, Utkatasana, and warrior, Virabhadrasana. So I'm going to just focus on those right now to keep this video short and to cover, so that way I cover each topic once. All right, so for chair on Sun Salute B, we bend the knees and raise the arms up. So there's different questions about how to do that. How do I go about doing that? Is there a special order of operations? Well, typically, just like in Sun Salute A, where you raise your arms above, out to the side, in Surya Namaskara B, we'll do the same thing. We bend the knees and raise the arms up. So another thing that we'll see often is going into Utkatasana, you can measure the depth of the bend by attempting to touch the tips of the middle fingers down on the floor. And once you make contact, keeping that level of bend in your knees while you raise your arms. So that's another approach that you can take, getting down really low, then lifting the arms. Another nice way to coordinate is to do the combined bending of the knees and lifting the arms at exactly the same time, so that you come down nice and low. And as you're inhaling, your palms touch together up top, right at the final point of the end of the in-breath. And then reversing would be the same. So let me demonstrate that again. Inhaling, bending the knees, raising the arms. Still inhaling, touching the palms right when we finish the in-breath. And when you jump forward to come out, the same thing will happen. You straighten your legs, your arms come down, and you land right back in Samastitihi as your breath ends. So that's one way to move in and out of the chair. The other is an interesting component here. This is the Warrior 1 transition from downward facing dog. Let me show you one way to do it. Okay, I'm in down dog. In Surya Namaskara B, you can come down on your knees. You can take your right foot forward. You can curl your back toes under. You can then straighten the leg and bring the heel down, then push into your right foot and raise your arms up and look up. Coming back down in reverse order, you'll exhale, bring your hands down on the floor, raise your back heel, touch your knee on the ground, take your right leg back, and lower your body all the way down to low push up. And here I'm taking the easier option of laying on the belly. And you would float through the up and down dog, just like I mentioned in the Surya Namaskara A. For the left side, same thing. You would touch the knees, your left foot forward, straighten the back leg, drop the heel down, push into the left foot, raise your arms up, tip your head back, look up. Reverse order, bring the hands down, raise the back heel, touch the knee on the ground, take your left leg back, lower your body down, chaturanga, and inhale to the up dog. So here you can see that's a kind of easy way to do it. Where we can go from the Warrior 1 is you pick up your right foot, you angle your back heel, you step. Notice that when I go to step my right foot, I'm going to come up onto the ball of the back foot, pull the right foot as far forward as I can, ground the back heel down again, and now push and raise. And reverse order, putting the hands on the floor, raising the back heel, step the right leg back, and you're ready to flow through the chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. So that for the left side, I'm going to raise the back heel, pull the knee forward, step the left foot, ground the back heel, push into the left leg, raise the arms above, head back, look up. Exhale, hands to the floor, raise the back heel, step your left leg back, and you're ready to go in chaturanga, a high push-up. To low push-up, you can float through your up dog and exhale into your down dog. So that's some of the technique that you can apply. I already got, I gotta catch my breath. So as you can see, it challenges the breathing. And so what we're attempting to do is work the level of challenge with the movement just enough that your breath can still stay with the pattern of the movement. And this takes years and years of practice, in my opinion. But on day one, you can really get off to a good start if you start understanding the technique to move from one pose to the other, and just really focus on the breathing. Try not to think too much about it and just get the flow going. Just get with the flow, get with the program, get it moving. Just focus on sun salutations. I think that's one of the main things I'd like to try to demystify about Surya Namaskar, is that if you don't have a lot of time to practice a whole series of Ashtanga, like primary series, only do like 5 Surya Namaskar A, 5 Sun Salutation A, and 3 Surya Namaskar B, or 3 Sun Salute B. And then that's your practice. So sun salutations can serve as the foundation of the entire Ashtanga. It is the foundation of the entire Ashtanga practice. And working with the sun salutations alone is substantial and can often be more than enough. So try to bear that in mind when you're having a challenging day and you're feeling not motivated to get on your yoga mat. Remember, do a little something. If you feel inclined to keep going, go. But if you have a moment where you're like, that's enough, it's enough. I hope this helps. Do you have any questions? If you do, send them my way. I'm happy to answer. Remember to visit me, nativeyogacenter.com. Come practice with us in beautiful Juno Beach, Florida. We have an incredible space here, steps away from the ocean. And so we'd love to see you. I hope you enjoy these videos. Again, reach out to me to let me know if there's anything questions that you have that I can answer. And have a wonderful day. Thank you. Namaste.